This is for anyone interested in locating and changing out the spark plugs on the 2003 Ford Explorer. They're supposed to be changed out every 100,000 miles. I changed mine out at 200,000 miles. This is for the vehicles that survived the massacre of the innocents, known as Cash for Clunkers. This is a diagram showing you where they're at on the engine block. They're in recessed holes about 3 to 4 inches deep, and each individual spark plug has its own coil. The next picture or video will show you where it's at in the engine compartment with the protective cover off. I already removed the air intake assemblage before this. You can get to the ones on the driver's side, but I don't think you can get to the ones on the other side. So I removed that, which is fairly simple. It's just a clamp. And here you can see where the actual coils are located on the engine block. Now, what I would highly suggest that you do is you get an air compressor before you remove any of these and blow out all around on the engine block the area. Now you can see down there, there's the hole that at the bottom of which is the spark plug, and the rubber extender has the coil in it that fits on the top of the spark plug. On the coil itself, there's a hole which is a brass retaining screw goes into. Don't over tighten those. This is the extender I had to use in order to get the spark plug out. Now what I did with this is that I wound up getting that stuck in the hole, so I had to, because it wouldn't extract. My socket assemblage came apart with my extender. So what I did was I put it together with electrical tape to hold it, and I had to do that 2 or 3 times over the course of removing all 8 of the individual spark plugs. Now what you're seeing there is this is a clip that goes into the air intake assemblage, and the 2 hoses there, which you'll see are disconnected. They just fit into the air intake. Now what I was going to suggest was that you blow out while everything is still in place, before you even start, blow out all the road grime off the top of the engine block, because it will fall down into that hole. So blow it all out real good with a compressed air compressor, or if you have a micro vacuum, I suppose you could do it that way too. In any event, this is where they're at on the engine block. You push them back down over into the hole. It will mount onto the top of the spark plug, and then turn the screw back down. Don't over tighten the screw. It's just to hold it in place. Now this is the actual extender, the rubber extender, and if you continue to look there, you can see where it's been removed, and I'm putting the screw, I'm putting it back into the hole over the spark plug that's been put in place, and then returning the screw in place. Now this is where I'm putting the air intake back into place with the 2 air hoses or vacuum hoses to go back in, and then there's the clip, the electrical clip, which has a sensor on it as well. As you can see up to your right, I think I zoom in on it here, there's I'm putting those 2 hoses back into the air intake, and there's a clamp that goes. In a few moments you'll see a clamp, I believe, or this is the air intake, by the way. After I removed that, I covered the filter assemblage with a towel or a rag to keep any debris out of there. And there's the clip is right in this general area where the sensor is, and I think you're going to see, it just goes to show you that it goes into 2 clips there. If you've ever had to change your air filter, you know about this. And then there's 2 clamps that hold down the cover of the air intake. And I think I zoom in at this point on there's the clamp for the air intake hose. This is just wrapping up, putting the air intake assemblage back in place. There's a clip there with the sensor, as I indicated, that needs to be redone. Make sure it's seated properly. Now to seat the engine cover. That's that. And for all of you who have these cars, I appreciate you dropping me. I did a Google demographic on the people who are visiting this site. We're all the same age, and we're all men, and we're all, I think, on the same boat. So any help you can give me. Oh, my hydraulic lifter on my hood is starting to go, so I don't want to replace it, so I use a piece of wood to make sure it doesn't slam down on my head, which you should do as well. Other than that, this is the number of miles on this old Betsy. It still fires right up. It does start very nicely, and that's the mileage. If you have comparable mileage, give me a shout out and put it online. These are the spark plugs that were replaced. Thanks again, and good luck to you in all your endeavors, and go Ford 2003.